die.
I will never die. I shall live for my books and he will utilize.
Are you training a successor?
Yes. My Guru Maharaj is there. Where is my photo of Guru Maharaj? Okay. Here it is.
Why does the Hare Krishna movement not engage in social protest?
We are the best social worker. People are fools and rascals. We are teaching them nice idea of God consciousness. We are the best social worker. We'll stop all crimes. What is your social work? Producing hippies and criminals. That is not social work. Social work means the population must be very peaceful, wise, intelligent, God conscious, first class man. That is social work. If you produce some fourth class, fifth class, 10th class of man, what is social work? We are producing that. Just see, we are first class man. They do not have any bad habit, illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, or gambling. They are all young men. They are not addicted to all these things. This is social work.
They want to know what will be the political effect of the Hare Krishna movement.
Everything will be polished if Hare Krishna movement is taken. Jasyasti bhakti bhagavat akinchana sarvaiganai tattva samasatesu. If this God consciousness is spread, then everyone will be brilliantly qualified. And without God consciousness, the so-called education, as we were discussing in the morning, there is no value in it. Simply they are talking. What is the subject matter we are talking?
Psychology this morning.
The result is the students are falling down from the tower in disappointment. And they are protected with glass.
In the bell tower on Berkeley campus, students in the 60s would jump from that tower to kill themselves. So they put glass there to stop the students from jumping. So Prabhupada was explaining that is their education. That after getting their education, they have to jump to commit suicide.
This is not education. Vidya dadati namrata. Educated means he is humble, gentle, sober, full of knowledge, practical application in life of knowledge, tolerant, control of the mind, control of the senses. That is education. What is this education?
Are you attempting to form a college?
Yes. That is my next attempt, that we shall educate according to classification, first class, second class, third class, up to fourth class. And then fifth class, sixth class, that is automatically there. The first class man there must be, at least in the society, an ideal class of man. And that is one who is trained up for controlling the mind, the controlling the senses, very clean, truthful, tolerant, simplicity, full of knowledge, practical application of knowledge in life, and full faith in God. This is first class.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome all of you. So let us start with prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Balaram ki Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai Nitai Gaurang ki Jai. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome all of you. Happy Ram Navami. On the Sunday there is Ram Navami festival, the appearance day of Lord Rama. So yes, we started our lecture with Prabhupada's transcendental wise. Prabhupada spoke so nicely. Prabhupada explained everything. So reporter asked, what is the help role of your movement in social activity? Are you doing any social welfare activity? Prabhupada said, we are the, what did Prabhupada say? Prabhupada ne kya bola? When reporter asked how you are doing social welfare activity, then Prabhupada very nicely presented a higher perspective. Yes, we are the best social worker. How we are best social worker? We are stopping crime. We are making men pure, sober. We are teaching them all the good qualities, tolerance, humility, and a cleanliness, godliness. People are God conscious, and they are leading the men with the good values, stopped all the bad habits. Prabhupada said, all my disciples are young men, but they are not indulged into bad habits. They have all the good qualities. What are you doing? In the name of social work, you are creating hippies and rascals. Prabhupada is very blunt in his lecture, very bold. Prabhupada never compared whether you are reporter or president of America, doesn't matter. Prabhupada, if he has to speak, so he will speak, because he doesn't, the devotee of Krishna, he never fear from anybody. Narayana para sarve na kutasya na bibhyati. One who is surrendered to Lord Krishna, he is now never fearful of any situation, because he knows Krishna is in control. Krishna will control everything. Krishna, he has all the power, all the control. Whatever you can see in this world, the control point is Krishna. Because he has fully surrendered to Krishna, so therefore he is fully confident and he is never fearful. So Prabhupada said, you are creating third class, not third class, fifth class, sixth class, 10th class men, and you are saying that I am doing social activity. See, what is this civilization? Such a foolish civilization. First, we will create 10th class men, and they will create all the society, they will pollute society, they will do all kinds of sinful activity. And then in order to teach them good lesson, we will do social activity. First we'll create problem only, then we'll solve those problem, and we'll say we are the best social worker. We are doing social activity. What is social activity you are doing? Students are, so 1960, the Prabhupada mentioned that also. In foreign America, people, students from top institute, they are falling from the tower. So to protect them, they were putting glasses. Just like in ISC Bangalore, they put glasses. They removed the ceiling fan so that students may not commit suicides. Same thing. This is not new thing. Since this the Prabhupada's time only it is happening. 1960s, students are committing suicide. Because America is far ahead of us in advancement. America has everything. America had metro in 1940. Today in Jaipur, metro is coming. So behind we are. America is far ahead. So in all the situation, America is far ahead, even in suicides. So people are not happy. So Prabhupada is saying you are creating hippies and rascals who are not happy, and you are saying that I am best social worker. Here is, Prabhupada said, we are best social worker. We are creating first class man. And unless there is first class man in the society, there cannot be any possibility of peace and happiness. So it is very important, this lecture, what Prabhupada said. If you would have put your attention and heard, then you would have realized what Prabhupada is saying is very correct. Hana? Okay, so I'll share the Bhagavad Gita verses today. So till now we have completed Bhagavad Gita second chapter verse from 11 to 30, where Krishna very extensively talked about spiritual identity. We are not this material body, we are spiritual, and our real identity is we are parts and parcels of Krishna, and we can be only happy by serving Krishna. Otherwise, we are struggling here in this material world, which is full of suffering. So yesterday we discussed that this material world is designated by 5 names. 5 analogies have been given and compared with this material world. What are those 5 analogies? First is Samsara Davanal, means this world is forest fire. Second one is this world is prison house. Third one, desert, Registan hai ye. Fourth one, dream. And I asked you to find out what is the fifth one. So how many of you have found out fifth one? Fifth name by which material world is also designated in the scriptures. Sainades Dukkhalayam Shasatam. Very nice. Good. So fifth one is this material world is called Dukkhalayam Ashasvatam. This world has no happiness. This is Dukkhalayam. Dukkha ghar hai. Alay means ghar, dukh means dukh. दुख का घर है ये. और अगर आपको सुख मिलेगा भी तो कैसा मिलेगा? अशाश्वतम, टेम्परेरी हैप्पीनेस. जैसे we have realized this also. We are happy, but that happiness doesn't last for a long time. It just evaporates. Evaporation समझते हैं आप? Happiness will come and it will evaporate. It will go away. And then again, struggle, comparison, competition, anxiety, depression, all those feelings will come and we'll be trapped by that. Invariably, everybody is under this trap, but we are not able to realize this and inquire. So the first thing in human form of life, what makes us different from animals is to do inquiry. What differentiates human from the rest? To do inquiry. The ability to inquire, why am I suffering? An animal who is suffering from even an acute problem, an acute disease, he will go on suffering, but that animal will not go and inquire, why am I suffering? Even if in that same locality there is vet, he will not go into the veterinary doctor and ask, why am I suffering? But we have got that ability to inquire, why am I suffering? If suppose you are started coughing or you started developing some symptoms of COVID fourth wave. Fourth wave is very, on the rise in China. People are dying like anything again. Suppose you got the symptoms of fourth wave, then you will become panicked. Immediately you'll go to the doctor and you'll start inquiring, what happened, doctor? What caused me to suffer like this? Jigyasa. Jigyasa is very, very important. Unless we do jigyasa, inquiry, then we are on the animal platform. So we have to raise ourselves on the human platform, inquire, why am I suffering, even if I don't want to suffer? So then if you like this, do jigyasa after jigyasa after jigyasa, then you will come to the point where if you are fortunate, then you'll come to Bhagavad Gita understanding, you'll come to such association where such knowledge is being discussed, and then you will understand, oh, why am I suffering? This world is made like that to suffer. Dukkhalayam Shasvatam. And how to get out of suffering? Just by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So by this chanting Hare Krishna process is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we adopt this process, then we can become free from all the problems and also from this Dukkhalayam, this material world, and go back to Krishna, spiritual world. Okay, so this is all we have discussed in Bhagavad Gita till now, that we are a spiritual spark. We are encased into this body. This body is not our real identity. Real identity is our spiritual. We are all a spiritual being, and we have to go back to spiritual world. Anyway, but here, if we are there, then can't we, stop everything and go to practice chanting only and on the Himalaya? Because here, if we are there, so we have to perform duties also. How to perform duty? What mood we should perform duty? Now Krishna will be talking in Bhagavad Gita. So that also becomes very, very important, because we all of us are in that same field of doing duties, performing activities. Some are students, some are working. So let us discuss what Prabhupada has given understanding, and Krishna also. Okay, so text number 31. Swadharmamapi chaveksha na vikampitum dharmyadhi yuddhashreyo anya kshatriyasya na vidyate. So the translation is, considering your specific duty as Kshatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles, and so there is no need for hesitation. So here Arjuna is Kshatriya. So Krishna is saying there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles, because you are a Kshatriya. So this is Kshatriya duty. Prabhupada nicely explains in purport. Who will read this purport paragraph?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Start.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Very nicely Prabhupada is explaining here in the purport about Kshatriya. What is the duty and responsibility of Kshatriya? Here Prabhupada gives the definition of Kshatriya and then he starts speaking. Yes, Piyush, you can start.
Out of the four orders of social administration, the second order for the matter of good administration is called Kshatriya. Kshat means hurt. One who gives protection from harm is called Kshatriya. The Kshatriyas are trained for killing in the forest. A Kshatriya would go into the forest and challenge a tiger face to face and fight with the tiger with his sword. When the tiger was killed, it would be offered to the royal order of cremation. This system is being followed even up to the present day by the Kshatriya king of Jaipur state. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So just see, very nicely Prabhupada explained that what is the definition of Kshatriya. So Prabhupada is defining. There are four orders. If you talk about Varnashram system, then Varnashram system was divided into four social order and four spiritual orders. So four social orders were Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So Brahmana's duty is to give the good instructions. Brahmana, they will read scriptures and they will guide the society as per spiritual injunctions, which is given in our scriptures. And Kshatriyas are the one who will do administrative activities. Means they will be doing all the management activities and they will be protecting the society from any kind of attacks. So Kshatriya, Kshat means hurt and Traya means to protect. So Kshatriya means one who protects the citizens from any kind of Kshat means problem, or any kind of attack from other enemies. So that is the definition of Kshatriya. So for this reason, because Kshatriyas sometimes they have to fight also in order to protect the citizens, because there are invariably in the society, in the history, there has been sinful demons existing. Like in the time of Krishna, Kamsa and so many sinful demons were existing. At the time of Lord Rama, Ramnavami is going to come, Ravana and so many demons like Ravana were existing. So there has been demons existing in our society since time immemorial. Earlier demons were very less. Earlier demons were one or two, but now today demons are everywhere. So Kshatriya should be there who can protect our society, who can protect us. And at times it is required for Kshatriya to lift the weapon and fight and kill. For them killing is allowed. Therefore they are trained also how to kill. So they will be sent in the forest and they will directly face to face, head on, they will fight with tigers. They will challenge tiger and they will fight, and with the sword they will kill the tiger, and then there will be tiger will be offered a royal order of cremation. Just see. And this practice was even current, it was being practiced even till today in Jaipur. Mansingh, Jaipur ke raja jo Mansingh the. Jaipur is very nice place. Here people are very good, and here, you know, there are not, our culture is very protected. Culture is not deteriorated so much. People are very good, pious, and very rich also. Those who are very pious, they are very rich. This is the principle. If anybody wants to become rich, then you have to become pious. Sinful men cannot become rich. If they are rich, then and committing sins, then very soon they will be deprived of all the richness. So anybody who is pious, they will be rich automatically. And you see in Rajasthan, any business class people, you see all the business class people are from big business, are they are coming from Rajasthan or Gujarat, because Gujarat is another very pious place where people follow Krishna consciousness. They worship Lord Krishna. They have I think in every Gujarati family, invariably they have Krishna deity at their place and they worship. Whole family is engaged in Krishna worship. And in like that in Jaipur also, means whole Rajasthan also. So all business class people, top business people, the richest person of India, Mukesh Ambani, they are from Gujarat. And Rajasthan also, this Ambani and this so many businessmen. राजस्थान से भी बहुत सारे लोग हैं, जैसे बीकानेर का वो बीका जी नमकीन फेमस है, और बहुत सारे बिजनेस क्लास हुए हैं जो राजस्थान से हुए हैं. So all these people, they are coming from these pious places because here they have some kind of piety, pure characters, pure activity in their life. So therefore Lord also gives them, because they are pious, they are indulging into good habits, good activities. So here Raja Mansingh was there, so he was also taught in that same way, and he protected the culture of Jaipur. So therefore even today if you come, you see Jaipur is very nicely protected and people are very nice, good, cooperative, pure, not too much, you know, sinful activity is performed here. But now because Kali Yuga is increasing, so here also slowly it has started. But anyway, so here Prabhupada is writing, even in Jaipur, the kings, they used to get trained like how to act like Kshatriya. So, okay, next we'll go forward. This paragraph, who will read? कोई नहीं पढ़ेगा? Yes,
Hare Krishna. In the battlefield, a king or kshatriya, while fighting another king envious of him, is eligible for achieving heavenly planets after death, as the Brahmanas also attain the heavenly planets by sacrificing animals in the sacrificial fire. Therefore, killing on the battle on the religious principle and the killing of animals in the sacrificial fire are not at all considered to be acts of violence, because everyone is benefited by the religious principles involved. The animal sacrificed gets a human life immediately without undergoing the gradual evolutionary process from one form to another. And the Kshatriyas killed in the battlefield also attain the heavenly planets, as do the Brahmanas who attain them by offering sacrifice. Hare Krishna.
Yes, just see. So here Prabhupada is writing that suppose battlefield is started. In the battlefield, battle is started, but that battle is happening on the basis of religious principle. Just to protect the religion, this fighting is happening. So in such battle where the religious principles are the basis, so in that fight, if somebody dies also, then that person will be elevated to heavenly planets. There is no deterioration that he has died and now he has to go to hell. No, he will be promoted to the heavenly planets and he will enjoy. In the same way, like earlier in Vedic scriptures, our scriptures, the sacrifice, animal sacrifice has been mentioned, that you can offer the animals in the fire sacrifice. So what happens by that? Why it is recommended in our scriptures? Like Ashwamedh Yagya used to happen. In that Ashwamedh Yagya, Ashwa means horses, they will be sacrificed. So why this activity, this kind of sacrifice is given? For your betterment, to achieve success in your life, you are killing the animals, you are sacrificing them. What kind of Vedic literature it is? What kind of instruction and injunction is given by the Lord? What kind of Lord is it? So no, the correct understanding here Prabhupada is explaining, when any animal is offered in sacrifice, then what happens? That animal will be directly promoted to a human form without undergoing a regular gradual evolutionary process. Here Prabhupada is writing, no? Animal sacrifice gets a human life immediately without undergoing the gradual evolutionary process from one form to another. You see, such a benefit, such a great benefit. Achieving human form of life is not at all easy. Please understand. We have got this, so we should not take it granted and become callous. You know what is callous? है ना? हम लोग क्या अभी carelessly act करें. Whole material civilization, they are callous about this material, this body, human form of life. They think that okay, anyway I have got it, so let us act and enjoy. Become reckless and follow your passion and do whatever you want and get frustrated. So callous means not caring. They are not adhering. They are not able to understand what is the value of this human form. We have got it so easily, so we are not valuing it. Otherwise, the scripture, if you read Bhagavad Gita, if you read the scriptures, highly glorified human form. Durlabh manav janma labhya samsare. In this human form of life, in this material world, to get human birth is durlabh, very, very rare. Durlabham manusam janmam. Sudurlabham. It is very, very rare. You can achieve anything in the world, but to achieve human form of life is very, very rare, because in this human form you can do jigyasa, as I earlier in the beginning described, that what is the difference, what makes the difference between us and animals is to inquire. And in human form of life we do inquiry, why am I suffering? And by such inquiry we can get out of all the problems of life which we are suffering, which we are experiencing since time immemorial. We can understand the reality of this world in human form of life only. This is the gift, matchless gift, is opportunity given to us. So therefore human life is very, very valuable. So please don't miss this opportunity. This human form of life should not get skipped from our hand and we again become animal. No, we should be very, very cautious, very, very conscious. We should utilize every moment of human form of life very judiciously, very honestly. Perform your duty very nice. Just like here Krishna is asking Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya, so you should perform your duty. We should not shun away from your duty. In the same way, being a student or working employee, we should do our activity very nicely, but further we'll understand what should be our consciousness, in which mood we should do. Should we do only study and get lost? No. We should chant Hare Krishna mantra, we should read Bhagavad Gita, and we should follow some rules and regulations like no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit affairs. In this way, when we do our duties, then this duty will liberate us. By performing duty only, we'll get liberated and we'll go back to Krishna. So this is how you see animals, when they will be sacrificed, they will get a human form of life immediately. Okay, next. So there are, this I'll read by myself, and then next you can read. So there are two kinds of swadharmas, specific duties. So two kinds of specific duties are mentioned here. As long as one is liberated, one has to perform the duty
of that particular body in
accordance with religious principle. This is very important line. जब से तक हम लोग liberated नहीं हैं, तब से तक हमको अपने nature के हिसाब से duty करना है, that too basis on the religious principle. और क्यों करना है? What is background understanding? मैंने आपको बताया भी है कि कोई भी एक्टिविटी का एक बैकग्राउंड कॉन्शियसनेस होना बहुत जरूरी है. बैकग्राउंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं है तो एक्टिविटी का कोई मीनिंग नहीं होगा. आप एक्टिविटी कर रहे हैं just like that and very soon you are going to give up that activity. So any activity, even here you are attending Bhagavad Gita classes, so background should be there. Why am I doing this, attending the classes? So even if when you are performing a duty, so what is the background understanding? But a background is to achieve liberation. And we have to go back to Godhead. So when one is liberated, one's Swadharma, specific duty, becomes spiritual and is not in the material bodily concept. So जब से तक हम liberated नहीं है, तब तक तो हमें body के nature को समझते हुए duty करनी है. जब हम liberate हो गए तो हमारी duty पूरी पूरी spiritual हो जानी चाहिए. Spiritual activity, no material activity. In the bodily conception of life, there are specific duties for the Brahmana, Kshatriya, respectively. Such duties are unavoidable. So yes, जब से तक हम कंडीशन है बॉडली कॉन्शियस में है, तब तक हमें बॉडी को समझते हुए हमारा नेचर क्या उसके हिसाब से एक्ट करना है. बट व्हेन वी आर लिबरेटेड, देन वी हैव टू आवर ड्यूटी, स्वधर्म विल बी चेंज. स्वधर्म, स्व मीन्स खुद का, धर्म मीन्स प्रिस्क्राइब ड्यूटीज. धर्म इज ट्रांसलेटेड एज प्रिस्क्राइब ड्यूटीज. Dharma, this Hindu dharma, Muslim dharma, this is not dharma. This is man-made, concocted religion. Name we have given. Dharma means our specific duties towards God, towards Krishna. If I am a student, so what is my duty? To perform duty in order to please Krishna and achieve liberation. So that is my duty. But Krishna will be always in the center. There is no point where Krishna is not in the center. Whether you are a student or working or father, mother, student, teacher, anything. Anyway, so now this on the bodily platform, Swadharma is called Varnashram Dharma. इसीलिए पहले वर्णाश्रम सिस्टम हुआ करता था, क्योंकि सब लोग तो लिबरेटेड नहीं है ना, तो सबको ट्रेन भी करना है, लिबरेशन की तरफ ले जाना है. तो इसलिए वर्णाश्रम सिस्टम बहुत ही सिस्टमेटिकली दिया था कि अच्छा, आप अगर ब्राह्मण की क्वालिटीज को आप अगर एक्वायर करते हैं, अगर आपके अंदर ब्राह्मण क्वालिटी है तो आप ये सारी ड्यूटी करिए. अगर आपके पास क्षत्रिय क्वालिटी है तो आप ये ड्यूटी करिए, उसके अकॉर्डिंग आपको ट्रेन भी किया जाएगा. अगर आपके पास वैश्य वाली क्वालिटी है, बिजनेस माइंड चलता है, आपका पैसा है ना, उसमें ट्रेडिंग बहुत दिमाग चलता है, सो यू फॉलो दिस काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटी. एंड शूद्रा, इफ यू कैन नॉट डू ऑल these three things, then you support these three classes and you will be called a Sudra. So like this, people were trained according to their nature, or man's stepping stone for spiritual understanding. Human civilization begins from the stage of Varnashram Dharma. So Varnashram Dharma को हम जब follow करते हैं तो human life begin होता है. Specific duties in terms of specific modes of nature of the body obtained. Discharging one specific duty in any field of action in accordance with Varnashram Dharma so to elevate one to higher status of life. तो जब हम अपनी activities करते हैं nicely, then we get promoted to higher status of life. Okay, next. So Krishna is saying, "O Parth, happy are the Kshatriya to whom such fighting opportunity come unsought up, opening for them the doors of the heavenly planets." So क्षत्रिय को अगर फाइट करने के लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलता है तो क्षत्रिय खुश हो जाते हैं, because now they understand I will be easily promoted to heavenly planets by doing without doing much endeavors. Otherwise, to get promoted to heavenly planets, it takes so much of austerity. But if you fight for a good cause to protect the religious principle, and if you die, if you win, then you are going to enjoy anyway. But if you die, you will be promoted to heavenly planets. So here Prabhupada is writing same thing, that Kshatriya sometimes they have to become violent in order to protect law and order and religious principles. And in this verse, Krishna is saying, if however you do not fight this religious war, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as fighter. तो कभी कभी लोग सोचते हैं कि अगर देखो ड्यूटी करनी है और ड्यूटी में जो रिजल्ट आएगा वो कृष्णा को देना है, तो इससे अच्छा ड्यूटी क्यों करें. जब ड्यूटी करके कृष्णा को रिजल्ट देना ही है तो मैं ड्यूटी क्यों करूं भैया. तो यहाँ कृष्णा उसको भी क्लियर कर रहे हैं, नो, इफ यू डोंट परफॉर्म योर ड्यूटी देन इट इज अ सिन. सो यू शुड परफॉर्म ड्यूटी नाइसली, study well, and perform it very honestly, and whatever result you get, you offer that to Lord. So here Krishna is saying, Arjuna was a famous fighter and he attained fame by fighting many great demigods, including even Lord Shiva. After fighting and defeating Lord Shiva in the dress of hunter, so Lord Shiva even got defeated by Arjuna. Arjuna was such a great fighter. Arjuna pleased the Lord and received as a reward a weapon called Pashupat Astra. So Lord Shiva then became very much pleased by seeing the archery of Arjuna. Arjuna was very great archer, expert archer. So Lord Shiva became very much pleased because he got defeated by Arjuna himself. And then Arjuna was bestowed by Lord Shiva by this Astra, Pashupat Astra. So with this, I'll stop. If you have any question, you can ask. Any doubt? So today we discussed many points. Can all of you write in the chat box all the points which we discussed today? Any point which struck you so much before leaving this meeting, you can write in the chat box so that we can again recall and get reinforced and get registered in our conscious mind, so that it will be easy for us to recall other time. Sign Aris, you are trying to speak something. All of you can write in chat box what we discussed today in the class. One points at least before leaving the meeting. Like what are those 5 names by which this material world is designated? And those 5 points, very important to remember. What is the difference between human being and animals, that we discussed. The video of Prabhupada which we saw in the beginning itself, reporter asked, what are you doing in the society to help the society? Prabhupada so nicely spoke that we are the best social worker. If we preach this knowledge of Krishna consciousness to the people, people will become happy, they will achieve the meaning in their life, they will be peaceful, and they can perform their duty very nicely. So this is the best social activity, to guide the youths in the right direction. And so all these points. And Prabhupada said, this society is meant to create first class man. So we are first class men who are teaching the lessons of Bhagavad Gita to the students, to the society, because this knowledge is very, very important. Just like society wants engineer, doctors, and police, so many departments are there in the society to maintain the law and order. In the same way, this is also very, very important to have brahmanas in the society, devotees in the society who can guide the society, who can give the direction to the society. Otherwise, in which direction society is going, people don't know. All are recklessly doing everything in the name of enjoyment. Be reckless, be follow your passion and enjoy your life, be independent, like this. So it is very, very important to give a direction, a good guidance to the society, so that society can go in right direction and achieve the highest destination of their life. So okay, so all of you are writing, Anu, if we neglect our duties, then we'll incur sinful reaction. America is so advanced, still people are unhappy there. Yes. To follow on one duty is easy, to get into heavenly planets. Yes. Nowadays, we are first class people doing pure social service. People in Krishna are with good qualities. Sacrificial dharma of an animal according to religious principle elevated an animal to human life. First. Very good. So use this human life as it is the only life of human. Okay, so with this, I'll stop. Those who are writing, you can write and post in the chat box. Hare Krishna.